Greetings and welcome back. I'm the Angrynator, and today we're going to look at a certain knockoff video simply called The Secret of the Hunchback.
If you didn't know, this is obviously a knockoff of Disney's Hunchback of Notre Dame. It was made in 1996 by Swart's company as well as a few others.
Who made what? I don't know, and neither do I give a crap.
What I give a crap about is that these companies also made The Secret of Mulan, The Secret of Anastasia.
What's with all the secrets? Do you really think that kids would go, they got a secret, I really have to know that?
And they also made Moses, Egypt's great prince.
So why isn't that a secret? Well, who cares? We are here to talk about The Secret of the Hunchback.
It starts out fitting enough with a narrator telling us all about what we're about to see.
It was called the Cathedral de Notre Dame.
So after they are done talking about that, the movie can begin with Frollo here taking good care of this deformed child.
So already they differ very much from Disney's version. In this one, Frollo is a nice, kind, gentle priest who just wants the best for everybody. What's that? It's not Frollo? Oh, come on. Surely you jest. They look almost identical. So identical that copyright has to be involved. Seriously?
Okay, apparently this is Father. Whatever. I don't think they even mention his name. And apparently he's something called the Archdeacon or something like that.
Seriously, the only names I remember from this movie is Esmeralda, Quasimodo and Frollo. And that's only because that Disney did it better.
Anyway, the father and brother here decides to call in a doctor who takes 2 painkillers and walks away.
But doctor, how will this poor child ever swallow those? Oh, that was close. Mother was right. I should have been a shoe salesman.
Because a modern doctor with modern medicine and stuff like that would walk away from a deformed child. This is the Dark Ages, so sure, they would actually do those kind of things. But here's my question then. Why is he so damn modern looking?
After this, we cut ahead to Quasimodo being an adult and wants, get this, more in life.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's not quite right. Let me take that sentence and store it somewhere. There we go.
Quasimodo wants to be like everybody else. He wants to have fun and enjoy the festival, but as the brother monk said,
We hardly need worry about him today. It's Fool's Day in the city, and he'll want to watch the festival from the safety bell tower.
Well, just slightly before that, we see that the sheriff of town, Frollo,
As High Sheriff of the City of Paris, I have a tremendous burden to bear.
Okay. He looks like a cartoonish version of Gaston. Well, a more old-style cartoonish version of Gaston, of course. Almost like Dan Backslide, actually. In fact, if Gaston and Dan Backslide had a child, that would be it.
he threatens the church to pay him money for protection.
If you expect the members of this church to enjoy my protection as High Sheriff, you must be prepared to contribute to my treasury. I mean, the city treasury.
You see, I'm making you a deal you cannot refuse. You pay us money, and your legs will not break. Capiche?
Not only is this stupid, but at this time of age, the church indeed had more power than the authority. And speaking of authority, Paris never used the term sheriff. They had a judge or something similar to that. But historical inaccuracy aside, let's get back to Quasimodo, who talks to his stone friends and, well, like Disney's Frollo said.
Can stone talk?
No, it can't.
That's right.
Yeah, in this version, they actually can't.
So Quasimodo debates with himself apparently, but in the end decides to disguise himself and attend the festival.
I like to ring the bells.
By using a rather creepy looking clown mask that got as much facial animation as himself. Yeah, if you are trying not to frighten people, you're doing something wrong.
We have a scene with the strong guy not being quite so strong as he imagined and Quasimodo simply destroying the competition by ringing that bell. Yeah, he likes bills, and to be honest, the movie actually gives us a good explanation as of why.
Living in the bell tower for the majority of your life makes you quite fond of bells as well as gargoyles, apparently.
So now we meet the poet Pierre, who is rather lousy at what he does. And yeah, that's actually about it.
Someone might have been hurt.
By a few rotten vegetables?
I was referring to your poems.
So Quasimodo decides to help him out. They then stumble upon the first song of the movie, sung by Esmeralda.
The very white person despite being a gypsy. Now I know that's not accurate and that there is indeed white gypsies out there, but I'm pretty sure that the author of the original novel indeed meant the Romani gypsies or someone like that, and not this white piece of fuck. Let me just... I'm sure she's certainly whiter than white fucking paper. Gee, how come we now have to talk about whitewashing in a movie clearly meant to monetize on Disney's success? In fact, we can't, because I tried, and I mean really tried. None of the actors are credited anywhere, not even in the goddamn movie's credits. Oh yeah, it's that bad.
So instead of whitewashing, which is a sensitive topic to begin with, let's instead listen to White Meralda's song about amazing things that contributes to further develop this story.
Must be something more than this.
Oh wait, I can use this.
I got a taste of bliss.
There. Knew that would come in handy sooner than later.
Yeah, this song is indeed about White Meralda wanting more out of her life instead of singing and dancing. Anyway, it seems that her boss is the Three Stooges.
Give it time, it's actually surprisingly fitting.
You remind me of the Three Stooges.
Hey! That's an insult!
Well, now, I was only joking. Carry on.
Her boss just doesn't realize she sings about escaping to get a better life without them. They apparently think she sings about the waters they rub while she sings.
There must be something more than...
Anyway, she dances with Pierre and Quasimodo until they rip his disguise and he is revealed to be the monster of the clock tower.
It's the Hunchback! The monster in the tower!
So this time around, Pierre helps out Quasimodo and they manages to escape. Meanwhile this is happening, the gypsies is framed for this entire mishap and is sent to the castle of Frollo.
Execute them.
So let me just get this straight. Frollo is not the judge of the churches. He is in fact a sheriff, an English term never used in France, who also happens to live in a beautiful, ginormous castle with a crown on the side. Oh yeah, there's actually a crown on one of the seats.
Of course you are. I want you to bring me the monster you spoke of. He is a known criminal in this...
So somebody misunderstood something in this movie. Anyway, moving on, it seems that Frollo just wants them executed. I mean, sure, why not? But his henchman Doofus McDoofenstein here thinks that they could help him in their pursuit of getting the church's money.
We've got to have money.
So either Frollo just has no soul, or he's an atheist who just doesn't like how much power and might the churches had at this time, and just wanted to do something about it. It's rather hard to tell, actually.
Well, he agrees and the Three Stooges now have to capture Quasimodo. In return they get Esmeralda back unharmed.
I'll keep the young lady here, just to ensure your safe return. Besides, I think such a pretty little prize will make a lovely addition to my trophy room.
Okay, he just has no soul. Seriously, the trophy room? What the hell is he going to do? Stuff her and make a statue out of her? Or maybe mount her head on the walls? Gee.
Anyway, we now cut back to Quasimodo and Pierre, who appears to have been hiding and talking all throughout the day.
I do wonder, is there a scenario out there where they just stood still and said nothing for the entirety of the day, and not until this very moment did they decide to say something? Now that would actually be funny.
So Quasimodo hears the bell tower ring and rushes home to get scolded. Then he apparently falls asleep and is woken up by the sound of a gargoyle with the blues.
Forget the fact you're ugly, man. That's just your face. What counts is on the inside. We all know that's true.
I'm sadly not kidding here, people. A gargoyle who sings the blues.
One little grin, so you only got 2 teeth. Hey, since when is that a...
The lip sync is just bad, and the overall tone is just too cheerful to be called blues. It's more like casual jazz, in my opinion. And I can't help shake that feeling that they ripped off Disney's Aladdin's genie in some way or another.
And let me explain this. A peppy talking character that sings in musical genres that isn't invented yet and sings about stuff also not invented yet. Did I forget to mention that gargoyles is magical beings of said area the movie takes place in? Just like Genie from Aladdin. But it might be a coincidence since the whole thing was just a dream.
You're right. I'm gonna... Huh? Must have been dreaming.
You hear that, kids? The only person in the entire movie that might be slightly entertaining for you is not real. Oh yeah, isn't that nice?
We then cut to the next day where Quasimodo apparently got a flyer from Avatar Aang, since how else would the wind carry a flyer all the way to the top of the clock tower?
Esmeralda is going to dance today? She was so lovely.
Quick question. Given this time period, would anyone leave the security of the city to watch a gypsy show? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Anyway, it seems like Tubby, the fat one, if you was unsure, has to play Esmeralda and well...
What the hell am I watching?
So, obviously enough, both Pia and Quasimodo doesn't believe that this is Esmeralda, and they are captured and the movie ends.
No, not really actually, because they forgot all about Pierre, so he can go call for help.
So they continue Quasimodo's execution, and if the priest wants this to end, he just have to cough up some dough.
You have only your stubbornness to blame for this. But perhaps you're willing to reconsider your decision?
Which he of course refuses, since the churches are rather stingy with giving out money. You know, because the whole money is a sin and yada yada yada. Here's a quick question though. If money is such a sin, how come the churches are hauling in mountains of it? Well, whatever. Believe what you want to believe, people.
Oh, lad. The treasury of the church is not mine to surrender to you or anyone else.
So like Disney's version, he is being whipped a lot, and well, here Pierre comes in to save the day.
Come, my lady. We must flee to fight again.
Or get the bimbo and leave his friend to die. He's just deformed. Who cares? She is a chick.
Also, he fucking kicks ass, and he still flees.
As weird as it is.
Quasimodo is taken inside the church, and Frollo believes it is time for the villain song.
The way I think they shoot, they'd have a recollection of all that I do good.
Yeah, Frollo, it really isn't. Take about 5 years of dancing and singing lessons, then you can come back and do your number. Then it might be barely watchable.
So after that painfully annoying and more than anything else boring song, we jump to the next rather annoying and more than anything else boring song about the love that Pierre and Esmeralda now shares.
Once upon a dream, on a night like this, I gave him my heart.
So all she wanted was a beefcake who can't even support a decent livelihood. And people say that Disney princesses are shallow.
Anyway, this song is so bland and uninteresting, and it feels like Randy Newman created it in his sleep.
Since I'm bad at impersonating certain characters, especially while they're singing, I'm going to read the lyrics instead, holding hands and looking into each other's eyes. That sounds like Newman to me. It's even followed by, my heart understands. Seriously, they should have hired Randy Newman. He at least would have been more original.
So after a whole night of singing, yeah, they actually do that, Pierre finally remembers, oh yeah, I forgot I left Quasimodo for the dogs.
Deacon can marry us in the morning, and we'll be off before... Left? Poor Quasimodo, I'd almost forgotten.
We should go to him, Pierre.
And decides to make a last-minute attempt in order to rescue him. Meanwhile they do this, Frollo captured the father and disguises the Three Stooges imitations, of course as church members in order to... I actually don't know.
Something about a new archdeacon or something like that. I don't actually know what that is, but it actually proves that Frollo controls more than he did just a moment ago, since now he can just replace the highest member of the church at will.
Also, why didn't he just do that to begin with? He clearly could have done that. Also, why does he threaten them to give him money? Couldn't he just say, listen old fart, cough up some dough or you are without a job?
Too many loopholes.
So it appears that Pierre and Esmeralda is there to stop it, and Frollo gets so mad that he starts swinging his sword inside the church and captures Esmeralda, and everybody else is in panic.
There's also something about them traveling all the way to the top of the bell tower. Something like that.
And Quasimodo comes in to save the day, but gets thrown over the edge, and Frollo is literally crushed by the gargoyle's blues.
Damn! Let's see that again! And again. Man! Brutal scene. All it needed was some blood here and there, and then we truly had an awesome scene.
So Pierre and the rest comes up to save the day, but realizes that they can only retrieve their chick since Quasimodo is no more.
Oh, what a shame. Truly heartbreaking. At least we don't get a sequel.
Dear God.
Oh, for crying out loud, really?
It is time, Father. The bus. Pierre, my lady. I love you all.
So he drops down by himself and dies. What a happy ending. No chance of a sequel. Really? He turns into a fucking angel? That's it. I can't take any more of this. This movie is a piece of filth, and anybody who created this clearly didn't care about anything else than making money.
The movie is bad. Really bad. The characters are stale and really misplaced. Why do we have a 20th century doctor and a sheriff in fucking Paris? Why is Esmeralda more shallow than most Disney princesses? Seriously, how is that even possible? The overall art style, while not the worst, it's nothing special from the time period it was created in, and the animation is just lousy compared to. It's so stiff at times you can actually see each frame play out. The songs are beyond boring. I want more than this. Hey, look at me, I'm the villain. And who could forget, we are in love, let's sing about what we see. Seriously, I can't actually think of one thing good about the movie. The voice actors does a lousy job apart from Frollo, who in my opinion is nice to listen to. His voice seems to fit. But that doesn't help much when the lines given are literally garbage. I don't know if you heard, but every third word is actually the word garbage, which is concerning in my opinion. It's clear that it just wanted to monetize on Disney's version, and that's the whole reason for it to exist. Should kids watch it? Sure, there's no harm in that, really. Nothing really screams inappropriate for kids, but I would recommend other movies instead, since this is as exciting as watching paint dry.
So that was the secret of the Hunchback. The secret being that the movie indeed sucks. I'm the Angrynator, turning bad movies for your entertainment.